been a minute, but you already know. Praise the ancestors, praise the universe. What's up, guys? This is Achilles. I haven't talked to y'all in a minute, but yeah, I miss you guys. I miss you guys, but yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been a good almost half a year, just about half a year since I've posted a video. It's been about 6 months. Um, I apologize. I apologize for the delay. It's a little hiatus. I just had to. I had to solve some things on my own. I had to figure myself out. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't encouraged. I wasn't. I wasn't encouraged. I wasn't motivated to make videos. Um, and it was just a lot of issues within myself that I had to get together, and I couldn't wake up and just post a video. I was going through a lot, but this video's not about me. This video's not about me. Like I said, I'm glad I'm back to the people who did watch, and for my consistent viewers. I know I don't get a lot of views, but to the people who do watch it, thank you. I really appreciate you. Now, 2020. That's amazing. That's amazing. I guess to start off, saying the year started off shit personally, and worldwide started off shit. Um, there's a lot of personal issues that happened within the first couple days of the new year. Um, Unfortunately, January 26th, 9 people died in a helicopter crash. Friends, family. Um, Unfortunately, we happened to have lost Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, and I'm still not over that. Kobe Bryant was one of my favorite people. He was, when you bring up an athlete, there's more to an athlete than just being an athlete. When you bring up anybody, there is more to them than just what they are. What their profession is. They are more to that. They are more to this earth than what their profession is. They do not just serve the purpose of being of this profession and then dipping. People like him, very intelligent, very ambitious, very determined. And I think he was doing something good to get women's basketball out there. Um, his daughter was very good. She was a very good basketball player, and that was heartbreaking. That was just heartbreaking itself that he passed away, but the fact that it was friends and family and his daughter, I can't even imagine how everybody in that situation just feels. And that was one of my favorite people ever, and man, everything I do, it's just the Mamba way. I just do things the Mamba way. But let's go. Let's see. Let's take a step to the So there's this as you may or may not know, there's a virus going around, whatever. Uh, but quarantine it's a mess. It's really a mess. I don't know quite what to make of it. I don't know. I personally don't want to be stuck in the house like this. I have a job. I have an essential job. But it's very difficult dealing with a bunch of people. I'm starting to see the effects of panic, mass hysteria. I'm seeing the effects of panic shopping. I'm seeing the effects of quarantine. Everybody's losing their fucking mind. I'm just gonna put it blunt like that. Everybody's losing their fucking mind. Everybody's doing dumb shit that they didn't do at the level of which they are doing now. People are acting out. People don't know how to act. People are afraid. It's very shown. It's very clear to me. It's very clear to me that it is shown what this world really is, or how people act when fear arises. The Joker, 2008, Heath Ledger's Joker, in Dark Knight, he said, in their last moments, he will show you who they really are. And I'm not saying these are our last moments, but I believe in the sense of, in people believing it is their last, these are their last days on earth. These are their last days wherever they are. They believe that, I believe that people who, let me try to rephrase it. I believe that people who are afraid that they are in their last days, in the moment when shit hits the fan, you do see how people really are. And I've seen very disgusting human behavior throughout this whole quarantine, throughout this whole virus. Racism it's never gonna stop. Let's be honest, it's never gonna stop. Um, Disrespect, just ignorance, and I've just seen mass ignorance. I've seen mass ignorance, mass bullshit, massive bullshit. Um, yeah, that's it's sad. It's very sad. I mean, I have my own opinions on this whole thing, but I am taking it. I do take it seriously. I do try to take it seriously. But like I said, I have my own views on it. But we're gonna move on from that. I was gonna just post like the main point of this video was just talk about these. I don't even know what to properly call it, aside from a murder. Um, there is George Floyd was a man who was a black man who was put in a blood choke. Now I saw last night UFC fighter John Jones said that anybody who knows the basics of jujitsu, um, anybody could recognize that as a blood choke. Um, but that's also something. But I also want to address that when my dad was in the academy, he's a parole officer. When he was in the academy, he told me, he said they're not trained to do stuff like that. They're not trained that. And then going back a couple weeks ago, there was a man who was jogging, minding his business. He was simply jogging. He was just hunted down by some assholes, just two assholes. I saw another footage of a man who was simply, I don't know what the case is. I know he was evading police. Or apparently he was evading police, and they shot him. They just shot him dead. And then they made very disgusting remarks in regards to shooting him. I just want to say to all black people who are in America, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of America. One day we had to leave America. I understand that racism is everywhere. I understand that. But when you go back all the way to the 1600s, right? Well, let's go back to 1492. This is a famous day. Famous day of bullshit. Because we have a fucking holiday of it. There is a holiday of a man who is a rapist, a murderer, a sociopath. Call him Christopher Columbus. Say he discovered America. And growing up in school, they teach you stuff like that. They teach you, yes, he was doing this, he was doing that. They have you do activities of this and that. They teach you things about Thanksgiving. And they teach you the Pilgrims and the Native Americans are, they were buddy or whatever. You grow up, and you begin to understand the truth for yourself that is simply not what happened. They did not discover something that was already fucking here. That's fucking stupid. They did not discover. Christopher Columbus did not discover this land, but we all know that. At this point, you should know that. I believe that anybody plagued by the belief and the indoctrination that this country is a great place, is a free place, you're lost. You're lost. You're blinded. Like I said, you're indoctrinated. It's a brainwash. You're clearly brainwashed. And I want to point out that I have seen black people. When you, I've seen black people supporting oppressive forces. I've seen black people supporting oppressive forces. I've seen them supporting the police for what they do. It's Blue Lives Matter. I see people, supporting Trump. I see people supporting anything they have no fucking business supporting. I see black people doing that, and it's weird to me. Back to the thing. So in school you're taught, Thanksgiving, all this and that. They had a little dinner, Mayflower, whatever the fuck. What happened? Raped, killed. Native Americans were raped and killed. Let's see. 1776. They're July 4th, the Declaration of Independence, the birth of America, the biggest contradiction in the world, the biggest walking contradiction in the world. And this is amazing. I'm not sure when the amendments were made, so when I'm saying all this, keep in mind I don't know when all this was made. I don't really care. But you have to think, how do you keep up with the lies? Really, like, how do you keep up with the lies? We find this out one day. We all find out this truth one day, that America is a shitty fucking place. We find out the truth that all men are not created equal. When they wrote that down, all men are not created equal. They forgot to enlarge in the font. They forgot to enlarge the words between all and men. Whites. All white men are created equal. Black men are not created equal. Women aren't even equal in this country. It took double-digit amendments to fucking abolish slavery. It took double-digit amendments. It took double-digit amendments to condemn slavery. It took hundreds of years. It took hundreds of years to condemn slavery. It took hundreds of years to abolish segregation. Abraham Lincoln, they say he freed the slaves. That's not true. The Emancipation Proclamation did not free slaves. It simply did not free slaves. And his reasoning wasn't even to please black people. He didn't do it to please black people. You can look up why he did it. And the whole thing is, he wanted the slaves free, but you're free from slavery, but segregation was still a thing. We've had the KKK for hundreds of years now. The 20th century is something that I can go on and on about. It's something I could just continuously go on about. There's a list of things I could mention. I guess I could mention that integration happened in 1963. There's still a bunch of bullshit happening. It didn't end anything. It really didn't. They didn't make any significant change. 1991, I believe it was, 1991, 1990, 91, 92 or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to say that, okay, in the 90s, early 90s, Rodney King is evading the police. He is removed. I'm trying to think how that went. So he's removed from his car. He was on a high-speed chase. Removed from his car, and he is beaten by a multitude of police officers. This is recorded. Now, I think today we have had plenty of incidents within the last decade involving black men and the police officers, or black men and simply a very ignorant person. And you gotta think that that these are recorded too. We live in the social media era. We live in the iPhone era, touch phone, all that stuff. You can record right on your phone. You would think that this would be enough evidence, right? Not in America. All those officers were found not guilty. I don't know how. All those officers were found not guilty. And there was a bunch of riots. Around that same time, it just popped in my head. Around that same time, I want to get her name right. I don't want to get her name wrong out of respect. Latasha Harling. Latasha Harling. There was that incident at the Korean store, or I believe it was Korean store. I'll say it was an Asian store, and she simply removed something from her backpack. I don't know the story. I don't know it correctly, so I'm not going to try and go into what happened. But I will say that she was shot and killed from behind. She was just shot and killed, and it was completely unnecessary. It was not needed. This woman didn't do any jail time. She didn't do any prison time. She was not sentenced to life. Those two reasons right there are why the riots happened. It's two out of a multitude of reasons why riots happen. Now, like I said, I do want to go today, and I want to say that the last decade, the multitude of bullshit that happened in the deaths of young black men, or just young black people, or just black people in general, that were recorded, it is, to me, very sickening. It's very sickening that we live in a country where it is accepted to do something like this and get away with it if you're white. If it was me putting somebody in a blood choke like that, there's no way I am sitting here right now talking to you guys. There is no way you can sit here and tell me if you can talk, you can breathe. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. 9 minutes? I mean, first of all, it was unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary, but 9 minutes? And think about it, I can't imagine what he was going through. I don't want to imagine what he was going through. I cannot watch that video. I've seen glimpses, but I've never seen the whole thing. I don't want to see the whole thing. It's not going to sit right with me. But, and I know I'm kind of rambling right now, but it disgusts me that we live in a country where freedom, liberty, bravery, all of that is just talked about so much. Greatness, with America, it's always, this is the greatest country in the world, right? Everybody says it's the greatest country. Everybody says it's the most free. And there is so much shit that can prove that wrong. You know that if I tell you the truth, I could die for that. I want to ask you, do you see a difference between America and Nazi Germany? You could say that America is arguably worse than Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany lasted 6 years. America has been around for hundreds. And like I said, I am rambling. I apologize, I'm going off topic. But I believe that I'm not going to sit here and say action needs to be taken. Everybody keeps saying that, but nobody's really doing anything about it. can take action. Yes, it's very encouraged to take action. But all we're all just talking right now. We're all just talking about it and we're not doing anything. I firmly believe every black person needs to protect themselves ASAP. You need to protect yourself ASAP. You need to carry something on you. You need to do something to protect yourself. Racism is, like Kanye said, right when before he was Trump. Racism's still alive. They just be concealing it. You know. Everybody should get a gun license. Everybody should carry a knife on them. Everybody should carry something with them in their car. At this point, it's by any means. You gotta protect yourself by any means. When you go back and watch Paid in Full, what is it? Niggas get shot every day. Niggas die every day. Okay. And then you go look at what is happening in certain places within this country. They'll say, well, there's no love in the streets. You're right. There's no love in the streets. There's no love in any fucking street in fucking America. There is no love in any street in America for black people. Regardless of the hood, regardless of the ghetto. Any street. It's not safe for black people. That's why I want to move out. I'm going to move out of this country one day. And I highly encourage other black people to do it. This is not our place. It was never our place. We were brought here to build this place. The land was stolen from Native Americans. We were stolen from our land to build for white people. We built this stolen land. Or technically to me, there's nothing free about that. There's nothing free about, oh yeah, we love your culture, but we don't love you. We love what you've done for us. And fuck you. And fuck you, nigger. That's how they see it. I don't know how much worse things will get. I don't know how much worse. I'm sorry about that, guys. I had to take a phone call, but I believe where I left off. What I was saying was, I don't know how much worse things will get, but I will say that we all need to, every black person, if we're not gonna make a change in the country, we need to get out of the country. Point blank, period. Gotta get out of the country. You gotta do something. This is not the place to be. There's no love in any street in America. Not just, like I said, not just the hood, not just the ghetto. There is no love in any street in America for black people. And you gotta do something. I don't know what's gonna happen from this. I don't know what's gonna happen at all. I don't know if they're gonna get any time. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I know I keep saying that. You really don't. You just have to wait and see. That's really all you can do. But, I hope you guys stay safe. I'm glad, I can come back to you guys in a better headspace. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of things. I'm going to do my best to stay consistent with YouTube videos because I feel like it's therapeutic, and it could be therapeutic to somebody else. So, next video, I'm not sure when, but I will definitely try to be consistent. And like I said, I hope you guys stay safe, virus or not, just regardless, stay safe in general, and protect your neck. But